If they go give $700 billion and buy all the deeds of trust and the housing and the credit card debt, which against houses, I'm assuming they're against houses, I don't know for sure, but we got that. First, seconds, credit card debt. So this $700 billion goes there. Now the government owns the paper. If you do not restructure all these loans, they will have to foreclose. And now the government will be kicking people out of their houses. Kicked out. And we're going to see things that are like, I'm kind of glad we're in this position because you as legislators have really done a bad job, and I'm not going to go into Anwar at this point, but you have created more problems than you have solved. So the $700 billion is going to go all this. If the government starts foreclosing on these people, they're going to be the bad thing, and this is what's going to happen. You got a block of houses in any given city. Little houses. On a little street. Driving around, you got some over here. And I don't know, maybe you got 100 of them. In some places, 5 of them are going into foreclosure. Well, you only sell, maybe 7 to 10 in a given out of 100 a year at the most. So if these all go into foreclosures, they're going to be picked up by investors, who are then going to probably rent back, maybe even to the owners. Now they lose their tax deduction. And if the government sits there and calculates this out and goes and says, hey, this will help us because it wipes out tax deduction, that's going to be a very bad situation. Because we're going to have less trust of our government. I mean, I don't have much faith in it now, and I don't depend on it. And I will never depend on it. When I say never, I should never say never, but I don't want to depend on it. I'd rather go out on an ice floe. So, if these people do not allow this homeowner to stay in this house, alright, kids are up here looking out, little kids looking out. If they throw these people out of those houses, that's bad. What they need to do, go back to the original term. So if their payment was like $1,200 a month, that's what it needs to be, because they signed up for that. It was when these people started making the most off these things and ratcheting up the interest rate, 6, 7, 8, 9, where this thing started to go 13, 15, 18, 2,000. Those are approximates. They couldn't stay in there anymore. And to top it off, that was on the first and the second. And whatever, that was the first deed of trust, 100% down. So, this 80%, they don't get anything. We're trying to save this part of the economy, of the things, the 20%. Because those are going over to other investors overseas. Pension funds, etc. But if the government's paying them off, and if they end up allowing these to go on foreclosure, the housing market will go down. Now, if that's their intent, state it. But if not, they need to refinance all these, and they need to get these people, keep them in here. And I'm talking about the homeowners. If they were investors, foreclose, get the money back. If they're not paying and the investor's not paying, get it back. Get the house back. So you should only be able to foreclose on investors and not foreclose on the homeowner if they can make their original thing. Now, they lost their job because of the economy. I don't know what to say about that. That's a whole nother issue, because other people could lose their job and lose their houses. But if you don't keep these people in those houses, then you basically have set it so that the market go down, the market will go down further, and it'll just be like they help the rich fat cats, we call them, and they may not be as rich as they are anymore, but if they're getting $700 billion, these people in the houses need to be protected just as much as the people getting $700 billion. And I know there's probably a lot more to this, but I can only go on what the people are saying at the moment. And I have to have it filtered through a news media, because they certainly don't tell us what's going on. They don't tell us what's behind doors. And I can tell you right now, as I swear as I'm looking at you, if these legislators blow this, you guys need to vote them out at every state level there is. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. An up or down vote, I don't care. They do it, we go into the toilet, get rid of them. If they succeed, keep them. But you guys you all out there have got to start controlling your own legislators, because we are finding we can control them up here in Alaska, and there are a lot of bad ones out there. And bad, it's like they're in for themselves, and that's got to stop. So, and if you can't stop it, you create a system to make it stop. And one last thing. Never, again, should we allow a second deed of trust to foreclose on a first deed of trust. We should never set up a system where a bank can be both people. And I don't care if they sell them off or not. These people right here created the problem that we're bailing them out. And why? For greed. Because their bottom line looked better, and then they could get hundreds of millions in stuff. And they're saying contractually they have it. I'm saying contractually, buddy, whatever loan person is out there, whatever equity manager, hedge fund manager is out there and blew it, you don't get the money. You blew it. You lost it. Or we let you go down the drain. And I'm for that too. I'm for not doing this. And especially if the government goes over and is going to foreclose on those people that they have just now bought all the mortgages for. So, the legislators, hey, put those things in there, get going. But I think there's a point in life where you have to sit there and say, hey, it is your fault. You did it. You all did it. Your system did it. And you need to correct your system as fast as you can.